Hi there guys, my name is Sudeep Mukherjee. Today we are going to learn about a model view controller with .NET. This first video will show you the bare bones model view controller application. It will just introduce you the basic concepts, and from the next video on we will build on these concepts. The tools that I'm going to use is Visual Studio 2013. You can use any version of Visual Studio, and you can write the same code without Visual Studio also, but it makes life much more easier when you have the world's best IDE with you. So let's begin by opening a web project. Go to Files, New Project, and we have to choose web application, ASP.NET web application. The framework version which I am using is 4.5.1. At present, this is the latest. I don't know what is the latest when you are watching this video. Let's name this video as trial 1 and say OK. Now it is asking you for the type of MVC or type of project you want to design. Basically, I want to do an empty MVC project so that we can see what's going on without any extra files or anything. And to keep it simple, I will choose MVC so that it will add the code references and folders which are needed, and it will make my life a bit more easier. Let's click OK. Okay, it has created the project by the name of trial 1. You can have a look here. These are the folders: controller, model, view, which are needed for MVC. Some of the code already pre-written for you can be found in app start. This deals with the routing. We will talk about routing in some later videos. For now, let's get this program started with the simplest of MVC application that you can write, which is obviously Hello World. So to begin with, let's choose controller. Controller is the code which, as the name suggests, controls everything. Basically, as a user, you call methods of a particular controller, or you call actions of a particular controller. You do not target a page like we used to do earlier. That particular controller and its method may have some pages associated with it, but you are more concerned with the actions, which are also known as methods. So let's see. Let's add a controller, and it is an MVC5 controller. There are a lot of options you have got. My favorite is the Web API controller, but let's keep it simple and make MVC5 controller an empty one. Say add. Name it as home and say add. This is the controller. As you can see, it's the bare bones controller. It has got nothing except one action, which is the index action, and this is the default one. If you don't write anything in the URL, you just run this as it is. The framework looks for home controller and the index action. Let's change the return type to string, and let's return the world famous hello world. Now as you can see, I have just written the controller. I haven't written anything else, no views, no models, nothing, and this should suffice for the first example, and we can run it, controller 5, and now you see the output. The output is hello world. It's just a simple string. If you see, the URL is simple localhost and the port number. It has got no controller name, no action name, because the default controller is always home and the default action is always index. If I write slash home, again the output is the same. If I write slash home slash index, again the output is the same. If you want to know where this thing has been set or why is it taking home and index as the default uh, controller in action, go back to your project and go to Solution Explorer. Inside the app start folder, you have route config.css. Just double click on it, and you will see a route has been set, which takes the form of controller slash action slash id. Now, defaults is that controller equals to home and action equals to index. Let's suppose I change this to something else. Let me change it to my project. The program remains the same. I haven't changed anything. I have just changed the default value. Okay. And now let's run it again. The program remains the same, but now it is unable to find the controller. Why? Because I have changed the controller to my project. Now it is looking for a controller named as my project as the default. The same URL, if I write as home and then enter, look, it's still working, but home is no longer the default controller, therefore it is not able to show anything when I don't mention the controller like this. Yeah. So it depends upon you what is the default value you want to give. Later on in this video series, we will see how to set routes, how to add extra routes and all that. Let's keep it simple at present and leave it as it is.